Hey there, this is me, TJX, and you might have some questions like what, when, why, and where the fuck I've been. Well, don't have to ponder these questions because I'm going to tell you. I was here in Atlantic City. Now you might be thinking, oh, the time that you uploaded and now it's kind of far. You were there for a while. No, 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 no. Technically, I was there the second full week of August. And if you may recall from my official last uploaded video on the 3rd, you know that that's not the same week at all. So you might be trying to use all the neurons in your noggin to figure out what the fuck and why should you care. Well, I'm just going to tell you. It's because of this little button right here. Now you might be thinking, how the fuck does that button have anything to do with it? It has all to do with it. This button here alone cost me 3 hours of Dead Island 2 footage that I did not know what to do with. Now, retrospect, I could have just maybe dubbed it over, just could have continued the story and never really pondered it or whatever, but I refused to give them 3 hours up because I wanted my reaction to be authentic and to do it by parts. But needless to say, when the plan went to shit because of that button, I didn't know what to do. So, I did just that. I didn't do nothing. And I let my progression of YouTube videos slowly decline as if they weren't that good enough anyway. And I just found myself waiting for vacation and pondering the nights of like, oh, how am I going to fix this? Or how am I going to do this video? It was already that second week of August. And before I knew it, my bags were packed and we were off. And bam, we were there. And thanks to the help of Gary the Snail, we safely found ourselves at the Tropicana Resort. Now, this fucking resort, this room right here, is the most trippiest fucking room I've ever experienced in my life. Now, it could have been the $20 Zaza pen that I bought from the shoreline, the boardwalk, but I refuse to think that. But we had a nice view of the city, the back end of it at least, and a little bit of the beach line, which will come in play because the air show was on that Wednesday, and a lot of the planes were just whizzing by. Atlantic City was going to have its own little personal 9/11. But anyway, they were talented. But needless to say, we walked the boardwalk, made it all the way down, checking out the candy shops, some of those little corner shops, and just kind of made our way down as some of the planes drove by, and we were just kind of getting a bit, bearing on our surroundings. And caught the eye of this one little particular building here, which will come in handy on day 2, on that Tuesday. But we slowly made our way back, showered, went to dinner at, I think, Wild Hogs, some barbecue place in the actual resort. And after doing so, being filled up, relaxing, watching SpongeBob, having a couple broskies, sneaking out to the parking lot, and hitting that Zaza pen, there was one thing we had yet to do yet. We walked through it, we looked at it, admired it, but we never went to it. But now it was time, and this was like 7 o'clock. We went to the casino. And now, let me tell you, the casino had one game worth mentioning in that whole casino. That was so loud, so obnoxious, so serotonin fueled, where, boom, Buffalo. Just the name, the presence of the name Buffalo is enough. Now I am going to fully demonstrate the serotonin boost right now. Fucking incredible. So, with that being said, many dollars were lost. The night was slowly leaving us into the AM, where we continuously snuck out while our friends slept to go play more games, and thought finally it was time to slumber, and thus Tuesday was upon us. And with Tuesdays upon us came the sunrise of a lifetime. So we decided, fuck it, go to the beach. Now, at the beach was a live demonstration of Warzone players being sweaty as fuck, landing right on top of our heads. Now, this was really cool to see because obviously laying on a beach watching men land on you, it's not something I had in mind. But it was this big boy right here that stole the show. The biggest of boys. So after getting completely sunburned on one side of my leg and going home to shower, eat a little bit, and make our way down the boardwalk having a couple drinks, we finally came to that beautiful place again, the Rainforest Cafe. Now, after entering the Rainforest Cafe and meeting Tracy the Tree, who threatened to murder all our families if we didn't walk away with one thing from the gift shop, we were there. And now, because we were such classy fuckers and made reservations 2 weeks in advance, we skipped that line and went right into the jungle. The jungle where we knew we were free, wild, and just embracing our inner rainforest. And now, a big demonstration of our first natural thunderstorm in the Rainforest Cafe. It was indeed very scary. And while dealing with that, and also the constant loom that the animatronics there would fucking come to life and beat you if you didn't enjoy their mozzarella sticks, played heavy on our minds. So, after finishing up, purchasing a bunch of shit, walking through the rain and making our way back, getting all cleaned up, it was that time again. You know what time it was. It was casino time. And this time I planned to use all the rest of my money that I had invested into the casino to play some games. Now, the Buffalo, unfortunately, did me dirty. But there was another game that we were playing. A bingo sort game where, for once, I was kind of recovering some of the money I lost. But, needless to say, after some time and losing most of my money, it was gone. So needless to say, here's a short little demonstration. Me and Nick were there sitting at the slot machine. I ran out of money and he told me time to go. And I knew too. I already pulled $100 from the ATM, but I knew it was time to go. So needless to say, I stand up and this motherfucker, the guy that you see behind me, was just staring at me. And as soon as I walked away and turned around, that motherfucker sat down and started finishing up my bingo. And you can understand, at this point, I was in a fit of rage. How dare this guy sit there and stalk me and watch me get my winnings and just take my fucking thing and sit there. I seen him 4 more times before we actually went back to the hotel. So, that did it me dirty. And lost all following will to go to the casino. So, needless to say, Day 3 was a little lackluster, mainly just packing and stopping at some brewery or some place before we left. And that was kind of it. But needless to say, no more Atlantic City, and now I am home. So, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to hopefully post the rest of Dead Island 2. I think I'm just going to start it off where I was and just do a clean slate. I'll just post all the videos after. I'll put them in there, just kind of just like random playthrough videos or some shit. I have some Modern Warfare 3 beta and data. Obviously, that Zaza pen rotted all my frontal cord. And this shit trying to record on top of actual audio is so weird. I so prefer the live com, but I'm trying to make it work and do something different. So, needless to say, expect some Modern Warfare 3, expect some Dead Island, expect a lot of shit coming up because I am having a vacation and I plan to play a bunch of games and try to just post some shit and just kind of get the groove back because I felt like I lost it. But needless to say, thank you for watching. I hope that y'all enjoyed it and I get you around on some of these newer contents. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and yeah, you have a good one, guys. Later.